Welcome along, everyone. This is Friday night Solana gaming. We've got a full-on night tonight, as always. We're starting off. There's only a few people in the crowd. 2, 4, 6, 8. Once we get to 10, actually, let's make it 15. Once we get to 15, we're going to do our first giveaway for the night. We're going to do them a little bit different this week. I have got heaps of links and tweets links in our live channel that should be open for people to be able to ask away questions. But we did have something pretty cool happen this week, which I think is good to talk about, probably with a few more people once we get them in. But we had some coins donated. We had some game coins donated. I've been doing a little bit of a read on Chimp Fight and the Nana coins. I'm honestly, for the 10-15 minutes I've spent spattered through the night, they actually look pretty cool. It's something I'll research more and put them onto my next video, and I'll have a chat to the team tomorrow. But I'll talk about that later in the night. As always, I feel a bit low, like we're low on numbers, so it's hard going through everything. But we're going to have Adam and deebz come on later. They're about 20 minutes, I would say. deebz is having a bit of a sleep, and it's 5 a.m. for him. But that's from Groms Club. And yeah, Metaverse, how's your week been?
My week's been actually pretty productive. As I was saying, I was able to get onto a Upwork freelancer to test out the whole process of allowing someone to edit my videos. Talking to a company to try and get some educational videos out. So it's been a really good process of learning how you can structure like your time and your interaction with a possible client or to someone who's requesting a video. That's been good. I've been enjoying the bull run as always. I think today not many people are enjoying the bull run. And I've also been enjoying watching some of my other metaverse coins go up in value because I am heavy on the gaming aspect of things, on the metaverse aspect of things, and some of those coins are performing well. So I'm very happy I've taken some profit before today. And apart from that, everything else is going pretty good so far.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The whole week sounds. Yeah, my week's been pretty flat out, mate. At work, just got home tonight off the swing, and a lot of blokes left due to the no jab, no job policy. So that's been a bit sad for us. So we're down heaps of men now. But yeah, apart from that, good to be home, good to see the family, and can't wait to get on the show.
Yeah, it's something that's pretty big. We've alluded to it before, and it's kind of hard in an ecosystem where we're trying to talk about gaming and be upbeat. We do get pretty real with some of these games and stuff, but I mean it's Movember in Australia as well, which we've got to keep in mind. Is this is meant to be a mental health month, and it's important to reach out to people if you need help. Some people are making decisions. I had to have the jab last week. I didn't want to have it at all. Yeah, but Six and Eggy, I definitely do feel for the decisions. It's massive for everybody through the world. It's definitely something that's sort of highlighted, but then not, and it's missed. It's very hard. I know you want to write something up about it, so you've asked the question, can you write something up for it? And we will ask the question where we can put that in post and maybe people to be able to talk about it and run ideas past, because I think it's about health and safety, and it's definitely just because it's not about blockchain, it's not about gaming, it's something that we should be able to try to find somewhere to talk about it.
Oh, to give it a bit more subjective, this is it's about a Australian vaccine that's getting made in Australia, which has got 100% safety rating and actually stops you transmitting it, but it's being swept under the carpet due to corruption and heavy-handed Pfizer tactics. It's the guy's called Nikolai Petrovsky. He's a professor at Flinders University in Adelaide. He got silenced at LinkedIn, just speaking amongst scientists about findings. He's made his own mRNA, so he's not biased, but he's made this protein vaccine called COVAX-19, sorry. And it's safe. There's clinical trials coming up in Australia. I'm trying to get on this myself to get it. But the problem is the mandates is they're coming in, they're trying to crush them. And so he's trying to raise the money because he's not government supported. So we're doing a fundraise for it to try and get it. So we've already raised $500,000 to pay off the TGA. And now we're trying to push through and to fundraise to run tests. The vaccine's called Spicogen and Run. It's sold all over there. It's been run for 12 months. No adverse effects, like sore, maybe a headache, what you normally should get from a vaccine. None of the special bonus features these other ones have. But yeah, that's perspective, and I might do an article about links, put some links in it so you can all have some research.
Look, it's hard. Any research is good research, I think, and people need to be more open to talk about it. One positive note, I don't know whether you've actually seen this now. So if you actually click on people's name and you left click on them, you can see what roles they have through the Grape server. And Mr. Sixon has had a community creator added to his name. And I just want to congratulate you for that, for starters, for coming in every week. For people's context as well that haven't been here before or watching this video for the first time on a Friday night, Sixon and I grew up together back in the 1980s in a small little shithole town in Western Australia. And
yeah, that's great. I love that place.
You've moved out of there. I've moved out of there. Different side of the country.
Still home though, mate.
It's still home. I'd move back. It's a funny thing. Saying on Star Atlas is probably the first place I had it, is that we're already playing Star Atlas. And I've used the line before here on a Friday night. You know, it's actually some of these games that are building and stuff like that do take time to come out. They take years to produce. We're seeing delays after delays on not just Star Atlas. It's not just about bagging them out. Is lots and lots of games putting out delays. So people are a bit because there's other games coming out on other servers. You know, you've got Ethereum running hardcore. We've got to kind of pedal back our expectations, and that is happening a little bit more now, I think. But yeah, big congratulations, Sixon, and I've really loved having you on, man. It's made it easier for me each week.
Oh, thank you very much. I didn't expect it, but I appreciate it.
Oh, that's nice. That was nice.
I like it. Thank you, Tacky. And yeah, it's this is to say, like, and again, I'm going to upload this entire video because I want people to start seeing these if they're interested, and I'm going to try and cut short some of these parts out. Tonight we've got good guests, and I want to, you know, get down and deep with those guys. But we've got so much work happening in the ecosystem of Solana, in the metaverse, to use that word. And tonight we've had an advertisement go out for a YouTube editor because we've got big superstars here. And, you know, I'm not saying I'm a superstar, but I am super active with getting videos out for the gaming side of it. Metaverse does a lot of quality videos, not only about the Alpha channel for Grape, which is super, super informative. For people that haven't seen it, I've got links in the live questions. Definitely go and have a look, have a follow. These are things, you know, you're getting the Alpha tonight. It's a bit of a bear reaction, you know, coins are slowing down, all those kinds of things. But there's so much work. I'm still looking for people to come and help me in the gaming side of things for Solana Gaming. There's extra things we can do, but last week we had some super amazing AMAs between both myself and Metaverse, and I'm talking Cryo War, DeFi Land. We had Bitspawn, who will be hosting Cryo War. We had some pretty big Star Atlas guests from Interstellar Alliance, and the Don from Atlasio Guild actually came in on Sunday as well with Metaverse. You know, we had portals, and they mint tomorrow morning. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But
I'm excited.
Oh, dude, I'm getting one. Actually, let's talk about it now. Fuck it. So portals minting at 9 p.m. UTC today. So that is 7 a.m. in Queensland. And there is a really good AMA Metaverse link that if you like, but I've linked it in many, many chat groups so far. They are going to be something I think that's going to bring a lot of action to Solana. They're going to have like a land structure which is going to be buildings in a condensed form, and you actually mint and access cards. So think of it like a swipe card to get into a hotel or an apartment block or whatever, and you are getting that room. And what it feels like to me is, if you think of the movie Saw, and Saw's, he did these elaborate traps and quests and puzzles and things like that, but he created all of them within a small little room, and people could die from them. Of course, it was pretty bloody and gruesome, but that's what it kind of reminded me of. Was straight away I thought Saw, and they've got all these quests and interactions, but you can go and set up your own rooms the way you want. You can do little trivias, you can do ciphers. I plan on doing one for the Solana gaming side of things, and putting in their NFTs and links to the websites to the people that have come on stage with us. as a bit of a, I guess, museum, memorabilia, maybe try and do some challenges if people find them to get prizes, all those kinds of things. But I could see a grape one. I could see every individual game even doing them. I think individual discords and projects will benefit from having them and being in a close little area.
Yeah, man, this is what really gets me excited, because the way they mentioned it, you will be able to make your own room the way you want. So like you can do a dungeon crawler if you want, you can have a puzzling room, or you can just have a general room where your entire community gets to go and hang out. If the grape community decides one of our NFTs in our vaults is good enough to be displayed on the wall, then yeah, this is great. We're going to have our own grape kind of hangout room. And while we're even on stream, everyone can go and chill out in that room as well. I'm super excited for it as well. I will be minting one myself, and I will be having my own Metaverse Explorer room. And I hopefully will be having kind of like a whiteboard. So if you visited me, you'll probably be able to put your name on the whiteboard so I can see who you are and chat to you.
I like your idea to that. You said you could get an NFT, and if you find the prize, that you would be able to have an AMA with your Metaverse. Was that right?
Yeah, they can have an AMA with me, an interview with me. Yeah, man, there's so many combinations of things you can do with like this kind of interactive experience.
Today mint 9 p.m. UTC. I think it is 5,000 at 1.5 Solana. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. It was 1.5 that I remember.
I found that I kind of thought about that sounds impressively high at the moment for, the market is super, super dog shit. It's hard, and I'll be very interested to see what Adam and deebz have to say about that. But the market's pretty, a lot of people aren't minting out. A lot of people are reducing their prices to half a Solana to quarter of a Solana, or doubling and giving away free ones. But they're going in at a good price, I think, 1.5. What about if people go in and buy 100 access cards, take the top 2 levels, and then sell off the rest of them? Do you think that's going to happen?
It could possibly happen. We know there's a lot of OGs and a lot of whales in the entire space. But at the same time, as you said, the market is a bit, saturated at the moment. It's specifically today. It's not a great day for people to be spending money. They're probably reducing their holdings, trying to liquidate NFTs. So I actually think they're in a good position to be releasing when the market is in a downturn, because it kind of flush out the speculators. The speculators today are not interested in NFTs. They're interested in preserving their capital. And this is the kind of opportunity I look out for projects that I really want, and I don't have to compete with bots and speculators.
That has been such an awesome part of the last 3 weeks. Like, holy shit, you can, it's 3 a.m. mint. Nah, she'll be right. I'll get up at normal time, and there'll be plenty of mints left.
Yeah. And we kind of saw that with the Groms mint as well, which I guess we'll talk to Adam.sol about later. But yeah, in regards to Portal, I'm really looking forward to it.
Did we have any extra non-Solana news, Metaverse, tonight?
Yeah, well, for about 30 seconds, if people will listen to me, I just want to read out a small excerpt from the Grayscale Metaverse report, which was in the Solana channel. This is the last ending of the report, which is, I don't know, like a 20-page report or something. And here it goes. It's just a paragraph. This is a summary at the end of the report that they gave in regards to the Metaverse. The Metaverse Takeaway. The Metaverse is a digital universe that moves beyond the internet we know today. This vision for the future state of the web has the potential to transform our social interactions, business dealings, and the internet economy at large. The Metaverse is still taking shape, but Web 3.0 open, virtual world crypto networks are offering a glimpse of what the future of the internet may hold. The market opportunity for bringing the Metaverse to life may be worth over $1 trillion in annual revenue and may compete with Web 2.0 companies worth $15 trillion in market value today. This potential has attracted companies like Facebook to pivot towards Metaverse, which may serve as a catalyst for other Web 2.0 tech giants and investors to follow. And that's about it. I read that and I became incredibly bullish in regards to the metaverse, gaming, and kind of the entire space we're in. And as we already know, NVIDIA has come out with their own metaverse called the Omniverse, where they have virtual avatars themselves, and they have kind of replicas of factories and all these places in the metaverse. This is incredible validation for me because it makes me feel like we're in the right place. It makes me feel like my investments into Stars and into other metaverse-themed projects are a good investment. What do you guys think about this?
I concur. I hadn't seen the article, but I will link out shortly the coin prices, and it's really interesting to see Erwin in stage tonight. Welcome, Erwin. They've just had their coin launch for DFL, and they launched at 0.005 of a dollar, so it was half a cent, and it went up to 40 cents. So, you know, it did a casual 80 times in the first day. I will link it now while we're talking about it.
And for those DJs out there, you can go ahead and leverage the yield farm. It's not advised, it is dangerous. You can go to Frankium and leverage yield farm all the tokens, Gene and DFL.
Yeah, but you can even get some pretty. You can get some pretty awesome return from just single pools. You're getting 200%. Yeah, 200% for Gene tokens, 200% for. I think it was 240% for DFL on Frankium.
Yeah, it's incredible. People are catching on to this metaverse thing.
So I've just linked the coins at the moment.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, DFL's done well in price fraction, the 40.5 cents. Yeah, 29 now, but that's everything's pulling back.
Erwin, I didn't expect you in tonight. Would you like to come on stage for a couple of minutes and have a chat about how your last 24 hours has gone?
Hey. Here
Welcome.
he is.
Hello,
Welcome,
guys. How you doing?
Well done on the launch.
How you doing, guys?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. I was just listening, just kind of came basically 10 minutes early. Just really, really good to talk. I really enjoyed it. Just kind of had a kind of background, kind of really good podcast vibe, and just working on this sound. So yeah, thanks for inviting me here. Definitely kind of really nice to connect.
Dude, you
Yeah,
must
all
have
good,
had
man.
a super busy 24 hours with the coin launch. I don't think we've actually touched base. I haven't with someone that's launched a coin, one of the gaming projects. How crazy is it?
Yeah, basically like the thing that happened like there, I'm not sure if we're aware of that or not. Like one of our investors got unlocked tokens, and like then they started dumping basically 20 minutes before the start of trading on the Radium, and like that was like the really really unexpected thing to happen, and like they even managed to sell one DFL for 11,000 USD.
Oh,
Yeah, like that was super crazy. Like then like the price was 1,000 USD, then like 100 USD and stuff like that. And like, and the really really crazy thing is that they had a domain name on their wallet, like what the fund they were. Like that was really really funny.
oh, so it's public info. Can you say what investor they were, what fund they were?
So basically, I don't want to kind of point the fingers and stuff. Like, but like you can just
It's
if you come
all
to
on
our
the
Discord,
blockchain. That's the
Yeah, yeah.
interesting. Yeah, no, that is super cool. So when something like that happens, it's all decentralized. Whoever's bought that one DFL for $11,000, that's theirs. They don't get any backsies.
Yeah, they put the order in. That's their problem. They shouldn't have put the order if they didn't want it.
That adds.
But we decided to do that. Like we're gonna be making a statue for that person. Like we're gonna be kind of creating the memorial, like for 11K statue. We're gonna be
That's
adding that in December.
Are you going to
to
have
kind of
like a pizza next to them or something like that?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, like we're gonna be try to create something really funny, just kind of to memorialize this event, I guess. But like on the other hand, like it just went super crazy. Like I to be honest, like I personally didn't really expect that FTW to be that high, but people are really people are really loving it. They supported us a lot. So yeah, so far so good, I guess. Like the market is dumping, like market is just really really bad situation right now, but we're gonna see how it goes.
Yeah, right on. So,
But
Erwin, I'm a bit interested though. How did this actually happen? I don't know if you want to keep talking about it, but like, is it the timing that was off? The smart contracts weren't right. What was actually the process? What went wrong?
So yeah, basically there were three things that made this happen. Like then, like we got unlucky on both of, I mean, like on all of these three stuff. So first of all, well, basically we did this kind of TG unlock for the investors. We have 7% basically, and like it got unlocked one day before. Just kind of missed up on the day about the smart contracts, but that's not the problem because like they have the tokens, but like they can't sell. It's like then someone somehow found someone was scanning the serum market, new serum markets, and like was scanning them, and then just kind of with a DFL name, and someone found our newly created DFL market. And then when they just found that, someone just posted that, and then this investor saw that and just kind of sold, like dumped initially, and basically just started to dump early. So yeah, like it's three really unlucky events, but yeah, we recovered really well. So basically, what I did, and I'm really happy that I did that way. Like I just sat down with the community event at the same, like whenever this dump started, and just gonna fully transparently just gonna talk with them like what was happening, and like I believe that worked really well. And because like we are trying always to kind of not to kind of come up with some excuse or whatsoever, I took a whole responsibility on my side. But yeah, that was those three reasons, like the really bad investor, really bad timing about this kind of the smart contract unlock, as well as someone randomly finding this market address was all of these three was the problem.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sure other protocols launching soon will probably be able to learn from this. So I think it's good that we've had this experience and everyone in the ecosystem can evolve.
Definitely, 100% agree.
But you'd have to be happy though, Erwin. Yeah, good launch. Went up to 40 cents 80 times. You didn't quite make the 10,000% from Star Atlas, but yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's also like we had the biggest. So we had the record-breaking number for the tickets on the Radium. Like the number of the tickets deposited was
you
the
hurt the
biggest number ever.
RPCs, didn't you? You almost broke Radium.
Yeah. Yeah, and also like even like there were some different stuff. We were working with Solana team as well. Like that's why we decided to kind of move back one day early to make the kind of best time for Solana to handle this process. So like, but still, it was like just nearly. Like, I'm really glad that nothing bad happened. So basically, like the Radium did a good job as well. People are saying that the Radium is doing a centralized stuff, but like if they didn't do that, like the blockchain would crash for sure. So like the good job, props to them, and props to all the people working there really hard on the Thanksgiving's Day. So yeah, definitely, it was really close.
Radium's a champion platform though. I love it. It's one of my favorites.
It's because you keep winning tickets, fucker.
Well, I do. I won DFL and I'm fucking loving it.
Ah, fuck.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on, Erwin. That's super impressive, man. I'm looking forward to the December updates, and I'll message you later on. I need to reset my code.
Definitely.
But
like the Christmas update is coming. Yep.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Open beta soon for you guys. That's the big one. And Christmas activities, new quests.
Yep. There will be also like the several mini games as well. So yeah, we're gonna tease some in some time. So I'm not gonna take some more. I'm not gonna talk about DFL or see. Gonna take some time from you. So I'm really happy to kind of invite me here just on the quick notice. And yeah, thanks for having me here. I'm gonna jump off, but continue listening to you for sure.
Thank you, man. Cheers. Thanks for coming
along,
along.
mate. And
Have a
well
great
done
day.
on the launch.
Appreciate that a lot. Bye.
Sergeant Savage, can you say something in chat live questions, please? I've done one tonight. We're going to do a couple of random chats. Hi. 500 grape for Sergeant tonight. So the aim is to try and get a little bit more interaction in crowds, asking questions, all those kinds of things. I did mention at the start of the night, we've just got the 2,000 grape tonight. We've got NFTs, but we're swapping them over. We've now set up Solana is going to be the wallet, and we're going to manage that for the handouts for NFTs and that. It's just become a little bit hard to manage them from that, and we've still actually got some teasers and I believe some Dill the Seals. They've actually started firing up again, Dills. I know that they had sort of slowed down. We had them on stage here. That was Wing. He's a West Australian Perth boy. they went a bit quiet, but they've changed hands and they've been doing some partnerships around Solana. But did we have deebz as well in stage? I know Adam's here. Let's invite him into stage. We're going to have to. We are now at the half-hour mark. By the time we sort of said we'll have Adam and deebz come on, and we'll get into the Star Atlas after. Welcome, Adam. Is deebz awake yet?
That's a good question. Let me text him. I'm sure he's a much more night owl than I am.
I don't know if that works at 5:30 a.m. But welcome to stage, man. It's Thanksgiving for you guys. You Americans take that shit pretty serious.
Yeah, we do. That was yesterday. I'm just waking up from my Thanksgiving dinner sleepover. Yeah, it's it's a tradition. But I just love it. It's a great opportunity to spend time with family and like at least reflect on kind of what you're thankful for.
Hey,
But yeah, I feel like
that-
everyone should. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, is that why the market's down? Because Thanksgiving in America, everyone in the family is talking about crypto, Bitcoin. Now it's over. Everyone's like, "Oh, time to sell." The hype's gone.
That's a good question. Because typically, at least what I've seen happen in years before, is that people meet up and they start talking about Bitcoin and stuff,
I'll
and
just
then
mug
there's
ya,
a
mate.
pump afterwards. But that doesn't seem to be happening this time.
Yeah, we've pumped a lot in the last 2 weeks. So it's probably time to slow down anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are getting concerned about tax time, and all that stuff coming up. I imagine that's part of it. That we also see that towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
One Solana is one Solana, so it doesn't stress me out.
That's true.
My Solana owes me $27 on average, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about you, Adam. So you are the one of three. I only know of three of you guys at the moment, but you're one of the co-founders, or are you the CEO for Groms?
Yeah, I'm kind of unofficially the CEO, I suppose, but yeah, we're a three-man team. I kind of take the leadership role, but I'm not anybody's boss. We're all nobody on the Groms teams are employees. Yeah, deebz, who I just texted, hopefully will be joining soon. We can manage to get his face on. Is the lead artist and designer of Groms. He also helps a lot with we collaborate on a lot of things like the community building stuff and marketing. And then our technical co-founder, Mick Jose, he's a little more lower profile. He's a front end developer by trade, but he's capable all across the stack, and I know he's excited, and like a lot of people are, in spinning up in blockchain, specifically Solana development.
So I actually put a little bit of a quiz in a tweet, and I'll go and find that tweet and put it in stage. It's going to be tonight's second prize. But Groms is the first incubation project for Grape, so it's super interesting. You guys actually aren't a game, but I didn't think there was any need to bring you guys in last week. But you had the AMA with Wales. That was awesome. That was a great introduction to get out there. And you've just gone through your mint. You're a week through. I want to talk about that afterwards. But do you want to talk a little bit about what Groms, what you guys are as an NFT and learning project? Just give us a bit of a speech on that.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, we're building a community of learners and builders, people that want to partake in a more active way in the metaverse and the Solana ecosystem. Long term, we want to build out like this kind of self-sustaining gamified learning system, but that's going to be a long-term roadmap thing. So for the time being, we're just trying to attract the people that are interested in taking part in this, like, to me, amazing opportunity. I think you guys probably agree, in a more active way. Even when I first started talking to Dean and the Grape team, I don't remember how long ago it was, maybe early in the year. We were talking about these, like, the Grape community that was already starting to build and how it was large and active, and I was really impressed by it. And we were talking about how, like, one of the things that kind of, like, I don't know if it was sad, as it makes me sad, but I'm not too fond of, is like you go in these discords, there's a lot of people just kind of sitting around. There's some idle chatter sometimes just because people want to like try to farm airdrops and things like that, which I certainly don't want to shame anyone for anything. I understand we all have our own like motivations and prerogatives, but I just want to make sure that people across all demographics have the opportunity to really take an active part of this ecosystem, and that's kind of what drives me for the long-term vision of Groms.
And you've been in the ecosystem of blockchain and crypto for quite a few years yourself, yeah?
Yeah, I've been working professionally for a few years. I was in a startup that that worked primarily with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we were acquired by an enterprise software company. And I was on the founding team, but I wasn't like an owner or anything like that. And yeah, I've been kind of like low key on the community aspect of crypto for a while, and then Solana. Like I remember listening to Solana or Anatoly a couple years ago to find out about Solana, and then it started to kind of hit for me because it started to seem like like the kind of Ethereum that we wanted, or what we wanted Ethereum to be, something where like we could have this like shared computation that we could all partake in trustlessly, but it could scale to where like the whole world could use it. And so yeah, I've been once like I could got dug in, which was probably a little bit over a year ago. I was hanging out in the Solana Discord and trying to find people to talk to on Twitter, and there wasn't a lot back then. But yeah, that's kind of been my crypto experience.
Now, as I mentioned, you were on stage with Wales Friend, and one thing that really interested me, that I took away from that, was you had a comment there, and that quote, to quote you on that, was, "If we spend our time completely set in speculatively flipping NFTs, Facebook is going to build the metaverse and they're going to own it."
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of like my motivation to have people like all over the world participate in building it. Like we've seen what happened in Web 2, right? Like these large companies funded by VC investors, which like I don't want to flood VC investors. They're an important part of the space, but as long as all that capital and control centralizes, ultimately these companies become beholden to their shareholders, and that's what they're driven by, and that's what the system incentivizes. So I think the only way that we can like look forward to the next step, which I think we're all excited about, is the metaverse and Web 3 and all that. Like the only way to make sure that the same thing doesn't happen, is to make sure that the parts of this that are built are built by people that in a decentralized way, so that it's built to uh, what's the word, like
to reward its users.
right, its users, but all kinds of users too, right? Like not just people who are going to be on Facebook and watch ads, or not just gamers and not just speculators, but all sorts of people.
Yeah, I would totally agree there. And I think it's important to realize that people don't realize the importance of VC investors in the space. They are totally needed. Some of these projects aren't able to come off without actual capital and resources to get their project off the ground.
Absolutely. I mean, we're starting to see some really interesting funding models in Web 3 that are allowing funding to come from a lot of non-traditional places. But yeah, for the time being, like if you're a small team with not a lot of resources, and you have an extraordinary vision, you do kind of need to find those investors that can help get you bootstrapped.
And the way I see it as well, like we're in this new space of what you're talking about, Web 3.0, where it does reward its users, but because we are also part of the network, we make up the network. So in a sense, when the network grows, we get value from that network as well. It's like being a shareholder of Facebook, which is what I have in my mind of what it's like.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think I think you're spot on. I think the thing that we need to that I keep in mind is that like we're seeing a lot of rewards for being early. Those rewards aren't sustainable long term, right? as this thing scales out to the rest of the world, that's why I think like having an opportunity, having a place where people can learn to build the skills necessary to actively participate is so important.
Yeah, and so is that what brought on the inspiration for the Groms club that you're making, the NFTs?
Yeah, that was a big part of it. That was, it was kind of an amalgamation of ideas and like kind of our personalities. Deebz and I, we go back a long time since we were children, and we've worked together on various things in the past. But he's spent a lot of time in the art world, and these NFT things starting to kick off, and I didn't get them at first. Like I didn't understand. Like, all right, I get it's kind of a fine art thing. It's exclusive. But then I started to realize how like they kind of give like value and weight to the metaverse, and that's when it really started to click for me. Because I'd participated in like metaverse products before. Like, I don't know if anyone's familiar with High Fidelity by the founder of Second Life. It was like a VR metaverse that was, to me, really intriguing. But I think what they were missing was like kind of this what NFTs provide. So yeah, and we just kicked the ideas around a lot. I'm an improviser and or at least I've spent about 10 years of my life also studying improv comedy, and a big part of that is collaboration and like saying yes and to ideas. And so we kind of just did that a lot together when we were formulating this. We like there was this clear like surfer culture baked into the design of like the Solana like print design and graphic design because the founders were surfers. And so we were very early on like thinking like, oh, soul surfers, that sounds to make sense. But that makes sense. But very quickly even that like IP kind of or namespace kind of got taken up.
Was it Anatoly was looking for places in Australia there to surf at one stage? Is that right? Remember there being tweet conversations about that. Is it Anatoly that was one of the surfers?
Yeah. Like so Solana Beach is like, I guess the beach where a number of the founders would go surf when they were working at, Qualcomm or whatever. But yeah, definitely Anatoly.
So you guys are surfers yourselves. That's right, yeah, Adam. You and Deebz used to surf together?
We did. It's been a long time. I have to be upfront.
You're an old man now.
Yeah. I think you and I, Barndog, are pretty neck and neck, honestly.
We had an Atari. I was there for it. Most people still don't know what the Atari is.
Yeah, you guys keep saying the word Atari. It's just a made-up word, isn't it?
Decentraland have it. They did a casino. I've got just a quick one for the stage that are listening, just to keep you guys up there. There is a tweet I linked at 10:01. The first line is a quote from a movie. If you could tell me what that movie is, that will be 500. Great. First answer in there will get the prize. So type that out for me. Deebz. Adam, one of the things I want to talk about was you guys do a lot of training and a lot of educational stuff on your server on Groms. That's what you're about. You're not just about an NFT project. You're about teaching people. You guys teach Rust. Is that right?
Yeah, that's kind of like our primary educational initiative right now. Like eventually we want to build a whole suite of opportunities for people to come learn. And I hope that the community also is able to contribute that way too. But yeah, for the time being, I'm working through like kind of Rust, and my goal, which is ambitious because Rust is kind of a tough language for first time programmers, but my goal is to kind of build out a curriculum where you can come and learn Rust as your first language. And the reason we chose Rust is because that's the primary language used for Solana smart contract development.
And is this kind of education geared towards non-programmers, non-devs, first time getting in with no computer science background, or you're actually targeting people who have kind of computer engineering expertise?
Yeah, my goal is to make it so that you can come in with no programming experience. That's an ambitious goal because there's a lot of skills even outside of programming you kind of need. But I would love to some experienced developers to kind of help the community, and we already have some actually that that are experienced in their languages and they're interested in learning Rust. with us. So they've been helping other people that are learning things like JavaScript or things like that.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. As soon as like a lot of us people, like non-devs and non-programmers, are able to come and learn and actually ship something on Solana and make our own communities from that, that would be very valuable.
I think with
Yeah.
with the big metaverse push, there's all of these projects that are coming out that are NFT only. This is one of the reasons why I think this ties into talking about Solana gaming and ultimately the metaverse is it's going to help teach people and educate people. We're short in Solana on Rust developers. Every
Mhm.
single game is hiring. Every single big game, every single small game want Rust devs, and I think it's fucking amazing. And I minted one, and that's not for a big props or anything like that. You know, like I like what you guys are doing, and there's more to talk about as well because you guys actually want to be building your DAO, which isn't going to happen straight away. But your DAO
Mhm.
is going to actually be voting in on what projects to incubate in a way as well.
Yeah, that's also part of the long-term vision once we're able to kind of spin the flywheel up. I mean, it's already happening now. Like we don't have an official incubator program, but people are coming in and asking questions on how to start their NFT projects. I've talked to artists that, you know, they're like, hey, how do I find a dev? And just talking them through that process of, you know, how to even approach this, because I think especially, you know, if you're an artist, like there's a good chance you're new to crypto and maybe not technically sophisticated. And so you don't even know where to start, right? Like, what kind of developer do you need? So I think we're able to provide some of that really high level guidance for the time being. But long term, we want to be able to facilitate team formation and help guide them through the process of getting their work out there.
So, have you found most of the people that have been coming to you so far to be just the pure NFT creators, the projects?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a couple community members that are in and they're social and they're just really supportive and participating. But yeah, we've had some artists, we've had developers, um, yeah, which makes me feel good because that's what we're trying to attract, right? Are the builders or the people that want to build if they're not already.
I love it, and that alone to me is more, and which was I was super happy as a great DAO member, A class member, all of the fruit stuff to go with it. You know, like I was super happy to see that it wasn't just a standard NFT project that we incubated. Most people know my opinion on NFTs is if it's not a game, it's not really it's not up my
Hmm.
line of things. You know, like I want utility. And that's a personal choice I've made. You know, I didn't mint a degen ape. Obviously, that's a
Hmm.
mistake because I cost myself hundreds and thousands of dollars. But I could see the NFTs as a collector. I've been a collector at heart my whole life. I could absolutely see people wanting to mint NFTs and collect them. We had a chat. I chat with my best mates, and I said, you know, you guys have been in Ethereum and crypto since 2016. Where were you come crypto kitties and all these kinds of things? And people sometimes miss these things, but it's super exciting for Grape to have done that and to link up with you guys. I guess let's talk a little bit about the basics. I haven't gone over the NFTs. You guys minted 11,992. That was the minting. And at half a Solana. So that was super awesome price points. That was first come, first serve because obviously you guys weren't stressed about selling out. You didn't want people to mint. You didn't want people to come in and flip. You want the builders in that. Do you want to talk a little bit about the 11,992 mint number?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we have what seems to be a relatively big supply right now, according to the market. Um, the number specifically is a little like wink from Easter egg from myself. It's 10,000 plus 1992, and 1992 because that's the year that the book Snow Crash came out, which was the coining of the term the metaverse. so ultimately, like, yes, we're not like we weren't coming out here trying to gain the attention of bots and speculators.
Yeah.
What we really want to do is build a community that's going to be around 10 years and beyond. And to do that, we looked back at these at kind of the OG of these PFP NFTs, and that's the CryptoPunks, and took inspiration. And I don't have the hubris to think that Groms are going to be the next CryptoPunks, but I think it's important, like when you're trying to build something long term, to find whatever patterns you can try to match.
They look a lot better than CryptoPunk.
Oh, well, thank you. I know dudes will appreciate that. So there's a million, was it a million active users of Phantom right now?
Yeah,
And
that's right. I think it's gone above 1 million now.
Yeah, I'm sure it's above that now. And we're in the early stages. And so we're not in a hurry to sell out. Obviously, like the more we sell, the more resources we have to start to spin up this community and flywheel. But most importantly is getting like members in our Discord that are partaking and building. That's kind of the primary driver. So I feel confident that over time we're going to find those 11,992, and then after we sell those out, like we're going to have to find ways to include the rest of people that want to be involved with what we're doing. But that's going to be up to the community on how that happens. So yeah, we knew going into this that it would be like we didn't expect to like sell out within a few minutes or hours like we were seeing just a couple of months ago. I think we would have liked to perform a little better than we did. But all that means is that we just have to go out and work to find more of those potential Grom holders and community members. And for me, the big part of that is like looking beyond kind of this game of musical chairs. A lot of us NFT projects tend to play where we're just like all selling to the same people on Solana Twitter. We need to find ways to get out.
I think from my point of view, I think you've like achieved your goal of not attracting the speculators and attracting the flippers. Everyone that's holding your NFT is actually interested in your project, which is not something we see very often. Everyone just buys NFTs to expect it to flip it, to make some money from it, which is kind of, what the situation is allowing for. But I think like from my point of view, you're achieving it. Like people who hold your NFT actually want it.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how like thankful we feel for the people that have shown up. They, there's been no pressure to like, oh, cut the supply and airdrop the rest or, whatever. There's been none of that talk, which like we're not gonna hear it either way.
Yeah,
but,
that's the speculator.
That's the believes in us.
That's the flipper. That's the speculators that would come and say, "Oh, airdrop the rest," or burn the rest because we want just what we have to be more valuable. True developers want everyone to be involved.
The whole PFP flip, the whole PFP flipping has really hurt the gaming side of it. There's a lot of gaming projects trying to build. And they need the investment early, so they either need people to buy their NFTs or they need VC investors. One comes with the other, or the other. Like that. To build projects takes money, and we were talking about VC investors earlier, and it was interesting hearing DFL how they had it was one of their VC investors that was selling the coins early, but. So with the mint 11,992, how many have you done in the first week?
We sold about 300.
So I mean, what's super awesome about that? Dynamite's asked the question. I already know the answer, but I don't think you should cut the mint short. This is his. I thought that was a question. Has the conversation been had around it? That's the bit that I already know the answer because I've watched Wales. But 300 in the first week. As an incubation project from Grape, what's our process in the next week? I didn't actually know that answer. That wasn't me trying to load up the question. I've seen a lot of games in Degen Apes. We had them. Sorry, not Degen Apes. Degen Kart Club. We had them on a Friday night just before Breakpoint. Actually, on the Breakpoint weekend, they only minted 330 over that weekend. They dropped their price from half a Solana to 0.25. and they did 430 all up, and then cancelled the mint. You guys definitely aren't cancelling the mint, but then what do we do? What do we do going forward?
Yeah, so really, that's kind of what I was speaking to earlier, is like, I think we need to get out of this like idea that we're just selling to everyone on Solana Twitter, right? In our little bubble. So for us, that means we're gonna get our materials out there on like all the big channels. Like we're gonna start putting the Rust streams in Twitch, saving the recordings on YouTube, and I think that's really gonna help. Like it's gonna help bring people into Solana because Rust is the hottest language
Yep.
bar none in the developer ecosystem. Everybody wants to learn it. All the developers want to learn it and they want to use it at work. And there's not a lot of Rust jobs outside of Solana development. But I think once we start putting out really good content that can get people spun up on Rust out on Twitch and YouTube, I think that's going to start bringing in more people to the ecosystem. That's going to be our first experiment. Beyond that, we'll just have to kind of see how that goes and see what kind of experiments make sense next. Like it may even I know this isn't necessarily looked upon well inside our bubble, with paid advertisements, but that may be what we need to resort to if there are ways to target users that would make sense. So it's going to be all about experimenting different marketing channels, and most of them are going to be things that we haven't really seen done as typical in the NFT ecosystem. The other big thing that we want to do is really just continue to put out the beacon for people that want to build within the Solana ecosystem that are already here. I have I think about 2,500 followers. That's by no means the saturation point. So we're going to find ways to continue to incentivize contributions and building to on Solana, such that we can continue to get our name out there.
I love it. You've been great. Even personal experiences I've had with you here at Grape, and I think the big one is the Rust, is the fact that you guys are actually going to be helping Solana, and I'm shocked that more people don't know about it. And I really hope that that's what we work on. The whole art and there's so many. It is saturated. We've used that word a lot tonight. NFTs have been saturated on the market, and these actual great projects like yourself that are building. I look at a lot of games and I think, holy shit, how hasn't that game done well? And then one or two might make it, but they're heavily backed by VC investors. So
and they don't have any product.
Yes, it's funny that. So have you guys had to have you funded this yourself from the start?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's all been all our time and money and the very capable and helpful aspects of the Grape community and Grape team. That's basically it. And we still hold jobs, full-time jobs. The whole team is full-time employed. While I would love to be able to quit my full-time job and work on Groms full-time, that's not reality right now, but we're going to spend every second we have available outside of our prior commitments to make sure Groms is successful. And another part of that is Groms is a community that needs to eventually be community led, but being around three of us. But long term, this mission is so important, it can't just be the three of us. We need many people being a part of this and helping building this.
Yeah, there was actually an interesting question I had for that. Welcome to the stage, deebz. I'll just ask this question while I'm on it. The aim is to eventually have the DAO lead and run Groms. So there was an interesting point. What was it? You want the DAO to run the long-term options and revenue model that's self-sustainable. So does that mean the intention was from the sales of the Groms, you guys would invest that money and make it self-sustainable through having those investments, and then the DAO would control where they went?
Yeah, it's yes, like definitely a portion of the revenue from the mint will ideally go into a community fund. It's really hard to get into specifics because of the market conditions, like and the speed at which and velocity at which we sell Groms is currently like fluctuating. So that's going to like depend on how much we need to spend on other things in the meantime. Like maybe we do have to spend on advertisements. Maybe we have to spend on sponsorships.
Do you go down
Whatever
the
it is.
path of honorary NFTs and linking up NFTs with other projects and stuff like that?
Right, right. So
If you're
yes, we definitely want to be able to seed that fund, but I don't, I can't, we just can't commit to a certain amount or percentage right now because that changes, right? Like if we saw it today, and then all of a sudden we're flush with the revenue from that, that's going to be one number versus if we have to spend the next, however long building out the community, um, that will be a different number that gets seeded, right?
welcome to Stage deebz. It's 6 a.m. Is it your time?
It's roughly 6:28.
Oh,
But
God.
good morning.
Stage.
I apologize for being late. I told you I need my beauty rest, and it got the best of me this morning. But I'm here.
Dude,
Shandy's a lot forward.
did you say shandies?
Yeah.
Who
Totally
drinks
nice beer.
shandies?
Oh, that's what the old fellas call it.
You don't drink shandy. You're fucking old.
Oh man, a good shandy is good, but not during the winter time. Usually it's the summertime drink.
deebz, as the artist for the stage, we haven't really gone down the artwork of questions of it. We've avoided those. We knew you'd be coming to stage eventually. How many hours have you put into it, dude? How hard has it been on you?
Oh man, so I mean, I don't know if you guys have. Well, I know we haven't released a list of attributes yet. That's something that we're working on, so that people can check on rarities and stuff like that. But we have well over 300 different traits, or not traits, attributes that went into this. And I worked on this for a full 6 months. Like Adam was telling you, we both work full time, and so this is like another full time job after I got out of my first job. And so yeah, it was like 6 months of straight grinding, researching, developing the idea, sketching it out, drawing it out, and then figuring out all the layers. Then the tedious portion of exporting all the PNGs and uploading that stuff. So yeah, it was a good 6 months, working literally every single day, 7 days a week on this collection.
Like started over halfway in the middle, right?
And that's true also. Yeah, so this has been a learning process for us as well. And so about halfway through, I realized that I wanted to make the images bigger so that the resolution would be higher for people who are purchasing these things, because I just wanted them to look really nice. And so I ended up changing everything like about halfway through, and I had to restart to make the layers bigger. There's a paper texture that's behind them, and the first paper texture that we had, or that I was using, I tested it on Twitter, and everything was, it didn't matter what I tried. When I uploaded the image to Twitter, it was coming out pixelated, so I ended up having to change the paper background. So yeah, there was a lot that went into it. When I say 6 months, it literally was like 6 months of me working 7 days. I think I took a few days off for my anniversary, but that's about it.
Yeah, man, we can see from the actual artwork just on the website as well that these are pretty unique artwork and NFTs. They've got some really like surfer inspired, and you sound like a surfer, if I can say so myself.
Oh, I was waiting to say that, Metaverse. You fucking beat me. Adam, I'm sorry, Adam, but if you need a surfer talk for Groms, it's got to be deebz.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that everyone that has a Grom should do is like look at the file and like zoom in. It's so cool. You can see like a paper texture. It looks like it's on some like I don't know what kind of like vellum or whatever. Excuse me. deebz has like uh, a background in print design, and so I think it was really cool that he brought that into this like NFT.
Yeah, so I've been a traditional artist for about 20 years now, working professionally, both in freelance and on my own personal work, before I came to digital art. And so that's one of the things. I think it's funny because I came to work digitally, and my entire digital practice is, or a lot of it is concerned with trying to make my digital work look more like traditional artwork. So I like to use a lot of paper textures. I like to use a lot of like distressed brushes in Procreate, and that just gives it like this. It gives it that human touch, I think, that a lot of digital art doesn't have.
They kind of pop out the screen too when you kind of look at them. They kind of look sort of 3D-ish, but not. You get them. You used to get them old textures back in the books of the like plastic when you look at them when you were a kid. That's what it kind of looks like.
I see that too, man. Like when I look at it, I feel like it's done by hand. It doesn't look computer generated, and it does seem like it pops out to me. There is depth, and there is like a different perception that you can notice.
Absolutely. Texture was really important. Color was probably the most important thing to me. And early on, I don't remember who asked me this, but I was in some Discord server, and just talking about how I was developing a project, and somebody had looked at or actually maybe it was on Twitter. Somebody had seen some of my older artwork, or some of the stuff I was experimenting with, and they were like, "Are you going to be making your collection really colorful?" And at the time, I didn't really put much thought into it, and I said, and I just said, "Yes, I'm going to make it really colorful." And then, you know, I remember that conversation, and I was like, you know what, I really do want to experiment with the colors on this, because I can achieve colors on Procreate that are really hard to achieve in traditional artwork with like paint and stuff like that. So it was this careful balance between utilizing the digital tools to their advantage, but then also trying to take that back to more of like an old school style.
Yeah, well, they
Yeah,
look
this
good.
is one of the things that unfortunately I think gets lost in kind of the talk about like the community is that, and I'm going to talk of deebz a bit here, is like these things are like to me like really great pieces of art, right? And I think at a half a soul, I think it's a bargain compared to, I'm not going to FUD any specific projects, but there's a reason a lot of NFTs don't have hands, right? There's a reason that if you zoom in on some of these things, they don't look so great. But on top of like building a community, I'm really proud of what deebz has created with these generative pieces. And it's also his first venture into not only digital art, but like assembling a set of traits that would come out of some algorithm.
I'll FUD projects. Soul Chicks today hit
Good.
19 Solana,
With it.
and fucking they've got, look at their legs. I'm still trying to sell my Soul Chick today. Actually, get the fucking thing sold. So you've got so many dog shit NFT projects out there, and I don't want to say Soul Chicks is a dog shit NFT project, but their actual artwork was atrocious. It all right, maybe have I had enough beers? It was dog shit. Okay.
Come on.
Now they've got so many VC backers behind them, and they've done extra things after the fact that has pushed them down the line. They were very slow to start off with, but it's funny. I love the artwork. Honestly, I'm really happy with the mint I got, so I didn't have to go back for a second one. But it's the learning curve of it. So deebz, are you going to be? You're doing shows as well, yeah, to help artists.
Yeah, absolutely. So that hasn't gotten as quick of a start as what Adam's been doing, because we don't seem to have as many artists in our community yet. And so I'm focusing right now on recruiting more creatives to our community, with the intention of doing live streams of art. I actually have some other, as a working artist, like I'm always working on something. So now that I'm done with Groms, I have time to focus on my personal art. I have time to focus on other things that I'm doing. Um, and so I will definitely be kind of pulling the veil back on my personal studio, and just having almost like an open door policy so that people can see, what I'm working on. And then in addition to that, we'll have conversations about creativity. I really hope to do a series of talks about how to be original in the space, because as we know, like, originality is not always prevalent in the NFT space. The other thing I want to do is bring other artists into our community that I can interview and talk to and have conversations with, and give our community access to those artists so that they can ask questions. We can share best practices and just kind of like have like an open studio. I actually have a master's degree in art, and one of the things that I think was the well, maybe one of the most important aspects of that was that we had this large studio space where everybody got to work on their artwork in this giant space. And it was great for us to bounce ideas off each other, to see what everybody else was working on. So we could kind of like swap ideas. We could sometimes steal ideas from each other. We could talk about materials. We could talk about techniques. And to me, that aspect of grad school was just as important as the actual classes that I was taking. So by developing this this open sort of studio situation, we can cultivate relationships. We can just share openly our knowledge, and hopefully learn off of each other.
I love it, man. I'm going to put it out there. Have we got any questions from the community? We've had a fair bit of chatter tonight, which is cool. Have we got any questions for Groms, Adam, and deebz? We've gone nigh on 40 minutes now. It's so easy to talk. I've got heaps more questions myself, but do we have anything from the community? And Adam, did you have anything more you wanted to talk about in the next few months? You guys might be aiming for. It is coming close on Christmas as well, so it's a tough time of year to sort of be building and releasing, but there's still a good 4 weeks to work before Christmas, surely.
Yeah, I think the big thing is we want to try to find things that like foster community and provide opportunity. And again, the community that we want is like builders and learners. That's what we want to foster. So we're gonna be doing. We have a giveaway going on right now on our Twitter. If you just like, in spirit of U.S. Thanksgiving, you don't have to be in the States. If you create a thread of
What you're thankful
gratitude,
for.
yeah, exactly. You can win a Grom. So I'd encourage anyone to go check that out. That's going to be running all weekend. So we're going to be doing things like that. We've got I'm talking to the guys over at Heavy Duty Builders, which is a really cool project that people aren't aware of. They're building actually out this really cool vision that I'll let them talk about when we have them in our community. They're building out this low code, no code solution where eventually people that are not developers can deploy Solana smart contracts. But we're gonna try to partner up with them. Whatever it is, like, to get people building. I'm very fortunate through Grape and through some of my other connections to have like really good contacts at other projects. So I think what you'll see from us is like a lot of partnerships and also just like output. We're going to start getting the Rust streams, scheduled regularly. Then they'll be recorded for reference on YouTube. We're going to we've kicked around the idea, and I don't we love kind of this format that you guys do. I'm a big fan of the show, and I listen nearly every week, of doing something similar, where we can connect with our community, and just get to know them even better.
I love it. We've had a couple of quiet weeks. Last week I actually fell asleep just before the show, but I love the fact that a lot of the guests are prepared to come on stage and freeball it. So I love freeballing it. That's what I want to do. I want to work full time in this space and just sit in me jocks and playing computer games. But I love that people are prepared to come on stage. Even Erwin tonight, who I've got huge respect for, and the game and that they're building. He's just come along to listen, and I've invited him to the stage, and he's happy to talk, and that's fucking awesome. Like, isn't that cool?
Oh yeah,
in the community.
yeah. I'm a huge fan of him and what they're doing. I'll probably ping him at some point to come hang out in the Groms community at some point too. I love DeFi land.
Their AMAs, they're getting 100 to them every week. It's awesome. Killer Machine, what have you got for Groms?
Jabber. Are you getting on Jabber?
Oh, you're talking about the messaging app.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw that last night.
Yeah. Are we all going to be signing up to that and ditching certain other applications that I dislike?
Didn't Solana have a fund towards doing decentralized apps?
Yeah, is this meant to replace? So I just saw it on Twitter. I didn't look closely. Is this meant to replace Twitter or like Discord or Telegram?
More like chat, like so you can message each other and that straight to your Sol address. You can create group chats. I imagine you'll be able to send videos and pictures and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the article here. You can send messages. It literally just looks like a Facebook Messenger application with Solana domain names, of course, which of course integrates FTX, which integrates everything that we use at the moment.
Can they actually read your message though, if it's on the blockchain, or is it encrypted so you just can see there's a transaction?
So direct messages or messages between two people are encrypted. Group messages are unencrypted.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, I mean, there's been a lot of, yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out. But I think these type of apps, they're really hard to spin up. It's hard to like get the UX right, and especially on the blockchain, to where
It looks
it
pretty
competes.
good, man.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, it looks just like a normal chat thing. Like you wouldn't know it was blockchain based.
Yeah.
There wasn't a Solana one. Fuck, it launched 6 weeks ago.
Social, that's like kind of a Twitter.
Yeah. I signed up, I signed my name up, and then I never heard about it again. I'm like, oh, at least I didn't take the rest of my funds, but
That's a good thing.
all right. So we've got 15 minutes before Mr. Sixon. You forgot to mention something on stage tonight.
Fuck, I forgot. My head's a mess today.
I think Sixon has had one of what deebz has had this morning.
Most probably.
We've got poker. We've got great poker on in 15 minutes.
Yeah, poker tonight. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
He
want
actually
some poker,
reminded
mate.
me I signed up. I'm going to go win some parrot and some grape. But
I would have missed that. I forgot all
You
about
can
it.
imagine how good he's going to be tonight that he even forgot it's on.
yeah,
For sure.
I've seen him sign up
Number
under
one.
me. But
Twice.
cheers to coming, Adam. Cheers to coming, deebz. I know it's super early for you. Adam, America. So you'd be the same time zone, wouldn't you?
I'm an hour ahead of deebz.
Oh,
So
you're central.
We're pretty
Central.
close.
Okay. So is
Yeah.
that right? So you're CET, whereas deebz is EST. Is that how it works?
Well, I'm EST, deebz is CST.
Oh, that's right. Fucking Americans. Poor bastards.
Right.
We really appreciate you coming on. And actually, while I'm saying time zones, is we are thinking of changing this show. For those listening right now, we're contemplating changing to a Saturday night. So then that way, it's still good for the Aussies running it. That's myself, Metaverse Sixon. But then the poor Americans don't have to get up on a Friday morning. They've got to get up on a Saturday morning. So at least being a weekend, it might give more chance to be able to get Europeans and Americans being able to watch stage.
Nah, you need to hold us to our guns and make us get up early. That's some.
Oh no,
There's way too much.
You still get up
geocentrism.
early, but you won't be getting up early on a weekday. That's more so. So it'd be a
There you
weekend, just to give you guys a chance.
I really appreciate you guys having us on. This I'm a fan of this show. I'm a fan of the content you Barndog and you Metaverse put out. It's a great way for me who I don't have the time to keep up with everything, so I'm able to keep up with all the important things through you guys. So I really appreciate it, and it's an honor to be here. And thanks for your hosting, Sixon.
No worries, mate. Good luck with it all.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming.
Yeah, man. All good. Pleasure to create some content for you, and we hope it has been kind of valuable for you, and it saves you time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just to wrap it up, like for me, we are so short on Rust developers on Solana, and the fact that you are doing multiple training sessions a week. You guys are taking this shit serious. You're not out there to make money, spin out an NFT. If you wanted to do that, you would have done that 4 weeks ago, and you would have sold out because your artwork is amazing. And the team, it's a small team. You based it. You're not looking at VC investors and getting rich quick and any of this kind of bullshit. You're actually doing it for community. And I'm super happy to have you guys on stage. I'm super happy to tie it all in. And if I had more time, I would actually love to be able to come and listen. And this is where it comes. The problem is that some of us working those full-time jobs and then doing extra work. This is what you guys are doing. Is it's hard to find that extra time.
Yeah, for sure.
Cheers, lads. We've
Thanks,
got
y'all.
a little bit of time left before we get into. So we've now made the final decision tonight, Eggy, that we're going to be going an hour and a half each week. Metaverse would love to go half an hour earlier because he's now got daylight savings, good old daylight savings, and we're thinking of moving it to a Saturday night. Would that work for you for next week?
Yeah, man. That's better for me. Fridays I can't go earlier because I'm always traveling.
Yeah, no, perfect. So
Not
for the
much
crowd,
longer if you don't get the jab, bro.
Oh,
he can't travel anywhere.
That's Nikolai.
Yeah, yep.
My Sunday might be all good.
We haven't talked about, and we'll leave you on stage, Killen, as our permanent Star Atlas shit stirrer. What news have we heard from Star Atlas this week, Metaverse?
Well, people are upset on Twitter because they did release a little tweet about a ship, and I'm just going to post it in the chat now. It's basically like a render and of a ship, and the ship's doors opening and closing, and people are unhappy with this
No,
because.
look,
Sorry,
no,
go.
It's fantastic. I mean, I was looking forward to getting some sort of return on my $15,000 to $20,000 I've got in Star Atlas, but knowing that they've made a picture where the wheels go down, I feel heaps better.
Yeah, exactly what I mean.
Like, fuck me.
So that's not UE5. That can't be UE5. What's that? What do they produce this off?
Looks like they've polished a turd, to be honest.
Can't win here.
Buff, though. They've had to use a good buff.
So if this is the thing, I actually went looking for Star Atlas news this week. I listened to the Rome. I listen to it every week. I've actually one of your fans, Metaverse, the club.
Oh yeah.
I downloaded a couple of their videos, but haven't had a chance to listen to them. I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, they've done an R8 video too. It's pretty in depth.
The R8 video was about stripping the R8. That looked sounded cool, and it was a 14-minute video or something. So I'm looking at this. Is this what Star Atlas has released this week?
Yeah, that as well as the food and the score roadmap update.
The 4 Rs. And what was the score update? Are they delaying us more, or is they're saying they're happy?
So far, it still sounds like it's going ahead. But you guys know that I am not very confident in this based on some interview that I heard.
Yeah.
So we're just keep an ear to the ground.
Oh, I hope it goes ahead because the price just can't handle another delay.
The price went up 30%. Atlas and Polus both went up 30% in 3 days this week. Not a huge, 3 days.
After
30%.
what tweets?
None.
But I think we need a
prices because being in Atlas was cheaper at one stage than buying them USD.
Yeah, but I think we need to have a bigger picture. Everything in the metaverse is going up. Every gaming token is going up. DFL times 80 ROI. Like Star Atlas is probably not even the best performing metaverse coin out there. So I think it's more of an industry thing rather than Star Atlas is doing something cool.
I'd probably agree. I think it just went up because everything else is just pumping for gaming coins. And I said it to a couple of people. I think gaming coins are going to cause a bull run. There's shitloads of money in it.
I think gaming tokens are going to make a lot of people poor.
I agree, 100%.
A
No,
lot
but
of people are buying at top dollar, and there's not going to be not all these projects can launch. There's no way.
I'll read that metaverse, but what you're going to find, the way I look at it, is it's going to make a lot of small investors are going to be buying these coins at stupid prices, trying to get into it, like Dogecoin and fucking Semos, all of these. But I think that you're going to have a lot of small people spend money on these coins, and then there's the big backers and the big whales that are going to be winning in these situations.
But you talk to anyone new in crypto, you always ask them what they buy, and they always buy Doge, SHIB, XRP, and now it's ADA.
Oh, a little bit of Cardano, just for something different.
Yeah, the most stable.
They've got a fucking game coming out soon, Cardano.
Oh, yeah, good luck to them.
No.
I believe it. They're only 6 years behind the ball.
Yeah, like, are there even smart contracts on ADA? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, like that's off field. That's like really, really high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
But like, I'll just read out the Afia roadmap update, which is what I just linked in there below. And this comes from Funcracker and Prometheus, who are very close with the team. So the main points of the update is the score. The on-chain program is near completion, which means the program is near completion. That means they probably need to send this for auditing before it actually gets out there. The UI is nearly completed for the score. Linking to the UI to the blockchain program is in progress. Smart contract auditing firm lined up. Keyword lined up. So they haven't even started auditing the smart contracts for the score. And I'm not a developer, but I'm sure auditing is going to take more than a week.
Man, you sound really negative to Star Atlas. You're turning into me.
You've changed.
No,
You
man.
have
No, man.
changed.
You've changed.
Nah.
I saw a tweet this week from you, Metaverse, and you were not fucking impressed. And I loved it. Especially,
loved it.
You had the man himself actually tweet how good you were. So you're not a quick to action man like old Barndog. I'll have a few beers and I'll call old chicks dog shit. You know, like I'm prepared to say their artwork's dog shit, and I don't agree with what they're doing. But for you to do that, that's adjudged. You're not happy. Everything's being delayed. Doubt coming in? Is doubt creeping in?
Oh, I've always had doubt, mate. We're in cryptosphere. There's doubt everywhere to be had. But I kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt for a while. But after so long, it just does drag out. What else? You can't help but your morale fall.
I had an interesting conversation with someone today. He asked, I've got a few things. So I said, yeah, cool. I've got some chips and stuff. But then I had a very interesting thought. It was about the posters. So I bought 5 posters. Metaverse, you bought 5 posters. That was super big to buy those back in the early days of April, May.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was big. Like even Wales' friend bought 2 posters. I don't even think he bought 3. I think he bought 2. And he's got a lot of USDC at the moment. That's another story. But Bitcoin first, and he's got a lot of USDC. He only bought 2 posters. Like we put ourselves out there. I bought 6 Armstrongs, and they are $2,000 each. I feel bad not selling them now. I honestly do feel bad.
We did so.
But I thought about it. We talked about this, and where was I going with this? 1 second. Fuck, I need a piss.
Do you think people's opinion changes on Star Atlas the more they have invested? Like
it does, because you want return on your investment. Like there's money to be had in the market, and it's just sitting there doing fuck all.
I think
people want money. Yes, absolutely, people want money. But the big one we did 2 hours with Interstellar Alliance was about one of the big calls was they were doing backroom deals. Now, let's go back to the rebirth posters. Remember, there was 4 sets of posters sold. They were backroom deals. They weren't sold on the open market. That was 4 lots of VC investors, because that's what the fuck they were. They actually bought these posters pre-sale and got them. And this is what's created more backroom deals down the track. So it's really, this is a team that I've looked up to in gaming. I've thought that they were a super team. They were very integral. They talked about, we are for the people. We're going to be late for poker. They were talking about we are, for the people, stick it to the man. But they've been doing backroom deals since April.
Just like
Reality is that they are the man now.
They are. They are the man.
For the man, but they've become the person that they're trying to avoid.
So what happens? And what's even funnier though, you get teams like a Rory do a fucking IDO, and in 3 days they've made more money than Star Atlas. Who's the chump? Fuck that! I flipped my soul chick. I'm going into a Rory now.
But
it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be about, like, for me, for the teams, right? They're about making money at the moment. Where if they actually made a game, the money would come.
But games take time. Games take money and time. And this is something that alludes to conversation. Just a quick warning, because obviously we're going to run a little bit over time, is you poker starting now. If you signed up for that and you're in Discord and you're listening, please, you got 2 minutes. But games take time. Solana is new. Rust is new. Getting these contracts signed is new. It's also very fucking new. And we all want to play games. I've played a lot of League of Legends lately. And less than 5 minutes. I played a lot of League of Legends because I desperately need a fucking game.
Battlefield 2042's out.
Oh, yeah, you've already got Magneto.
Yeah.
You don't need 2 Magnetos in the team.
Yeah,
if I'm going to play a first-person shooter, it's going to be Chain Myth. That's my FPS.
Is it any good, Chain Myth?
That's going to be probably Q1.
Yeah, but how's it going to compete with something like Battlefield?
It's not. It's not initially. But we don't need it to compete with Battlefield 1942. We need it to be a playable game with no cheating. And then it'll grow and expand and upgrade. And here at Grape, and this is actually fucking true, is we can help shape that particular game. We can actually design a Indian god, not god, they can't use gods, but an Indian-based mythological creature, or we could even put in a great ape.
Great drop bear.
Not a drop bear, but a drop ape, maybe.
Yeah, why not? Sounds fun.
I want to do this, man. I want to have some great characters. I want to have some great designs of the team that's here. The team that is constant. All of us YouTubers. We're going to have a competition come up soon, which is going to be based around designing a picture based on the 3 people that come Friday night. It's probably going to be a Saturday night now. But it's going to be on Sixon, Metaverse, and myself. And we're going to put out some decent prizes. And if we get some good fucking prizes, we'll do even more. But do we have any extra things for the night? What do I miss, Metaverse? Can you see the list?
Yeah, let me get it up.
I've got an A7 at the moment.
I got Jack and 7.
Zulana.
All right, so Zulana, I've linked the Alpha Edition picture in Discord in the live chat. They've done, or what am I doing? I'm calling that. They've done about 600 mints since I did the video. Not since the video. So Zulana minted it to Solana for their Alpha Reds. They needed 8,500. They didn't want VC investors. They were keen to actually do it themselves. They've self-funded the event, but they struggled on mint because Solana's been so fucking tough for the last 2 to 3 weeks specifically. And now they came out with the white paper, and in the white paper, sorry, the tokenomics white paper, it's important. I didn't get that properly done in the video for it. I did a video for it. If you have an alpha red, you're going to get 70,000 game coins for Solana at 0.005, 0.005%, I think. But either way, you're getting $350 worth of coins. 70,000. You can do the math on that. And that's going to be a snapshot taken every 2 weeks to hold those coins. So in a month's time, if you bought a alpha red or you minted an alpha red, so it doesn't matter if you buy it, but I don't know that they're on an auction house. So you would have to mint, and you would then get, what did I say, 2 months? So you would get 6 lots of the snapshot.
So the tokens are given out every snapshot, so $350 worth per snapshot?
No. So if you buy an alpha red, you'll get $350 worth of tokens, and the $350 is 70,000 tokens.
Right.
And that's 10 snapshots.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like the Genesis Go drop where they give you tokens for the ecosystem.
Fuck, I missed the Genesis Go. This is the problem with, because I missed Wales, and that's at like 30 plus floor.
Oh, you should see my guild leader in Star Atlas. He minted 17. He's gonna own half the fucking pool.
Fuck his dog. What else have I missed? Meta?
That's about it, man.
I know we talked earlier at the night about Chimp. Is it Chimp Fight? I don't want to get that wrong. Let me have a quick look.
Yeah, Chimp Fight.
Oh, Chimp Fight. Chimp Fight Club? I don't think it's a club. But they donated to Grape, and I need to find out why, who, where, what. The game is looks like it's going to be a 1v1, but then there's also going to be, I saw it was possibly 5v5 and then a 12v12. It's a fighter game with 3 different variations that also does a cross between computer and mobile. And there's going to be some kind of NPC interaction, but definitely worth going and looking at it. They did an airdrop to Grape. So if you're an A-class member, you got 800 coins. B-class member, you got 400. So I'd have to assume C-class, Gibbons, got 200. Game coins are going absolutely berserk. Yeah, I'll link them up at the top there as well, Meta.
Yeah.
Game coins are going, berserk at the moment. So the actual white paper looked impressive. I joined the Discord. I had a quick chat. I'm going to have a chat to the team tomorrow night. Yeah, 1v1 fighter games aren't really my thing. I've been chatting with Plush Fight Club this week, the ones with the little plushies.
God, that's some trash.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I mean.
No. Don't look at the artworks. That artwork looks dog shit. This is their big letdown, right? That actual picture I looked at, and when I first thought I saw, who are these guys? What are we doing? Why are we linking up with them? Read the white papers, have a look. They actually look like they've got something decent building.
Have you checked the airdrop checker on their website? You can, like, we all of us can put in our addresses, the verified addresses, and mine doesn't say I have an airdrop. So
I've got an airdrop.
Weird.
I know all the boys have got one. I've checked.
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, what?
So you've got a wallet problem with yours. You should,
Yeah, I know.
You should have 800. You'll have it.
All right, I'll go find out.
What that's worth, who knows? That means they've now got, 6 to 10,000 Grape holders between the classes of A to B. And it's a completely new group of people that are going to be, who are these guys? What are they doing? All of that kind of stuff. But Grape is dropping 200,000 Grape to other communities. I've had too many beers now.
Time to play some poker.
I am playing poker. Can't you hear it in the background?
Yeah, I thought I can. I was like, oh.
I'm losing. So I've got an AMA on
There, bro.
Sunday with Solana.
It's like a rich or
So we've got Vanna on stage on Sunday morning Queensland time, and they're a metaverse, and this is what's very interesting. The whole metaverse term is very out there. I like the time I spent with them, and it's more Aussies, so that is fucking awesome. It's two of the main team are Perth people,